Carly Agro joining me on the desk now, and that means it's time for our first look at sports. Carly, and it's been kind of a long 3 weeks since it was announced that the Lloydminster Bobcats might be up for sale.
That's right. It's hard to believe, but that deadline is fast approaching. We've got that March 4th city-imposed deadline, which will be here before you know it. That's Friday. So if there is a buyer out there, this is really your last opportunity to make an attempt to keep the team here in town. And win or go home, any way you slice it, that's what the Lloydminster Bobcats are serving up tonight as they host the Grand Prairie Storm in Game 3 of their best-of-5 series, where you guessed it, the Storm lead 2-0.
I can't worry about tomorrow. I can't worry about anything down the road. I just want this team to stay here for a little bit longer.
Coach Curran won't have anything to worry about tomorrow unless the Bobcats can get it done tonight. And if they plan on facing off in Game 4, finding the back of the net isn't something they can just talk about. In 2 games, the Cats have been outscored 10-2 despite outshooting the Storm 40-27 in Game 2.
I think we talked before. We just have to start going to the net a little more and get some traffic in front of the goalie, and that should be a big help. And if we can do that, we should be able to find the back of the net a little more.
That's been our team all year. We've had a battle. We have to win the 3-2 hockey games. When it gets to those 4 and 5 goal games, we haven't had many of those. So certainly we have to take advantage. We were running at over 30% in the month of February until our last 2 games. And we've got to get back to doing the same simple things we're doing to get it there.
The Cats were the second best team in the AJ when it came to converting on the man advantage during the month of February. But things have been different in the postseason, failing to tally a marker in 8 power play scenarios in their past 2 tilts. Frustrating, but fixable.
Having 2-man advantage and not scoring is pretty makes me pretty mad because I'm out there every time, and I don't know. I think we'll capitalize tonight. If we get those chances again, pretty rare, but we'll do it.
Coach Curran said his team played their best hockey in the 3rd period of the Cats' second game against the Storm, and he's hoping it's that team that shows up to make a final stand tonight.
If they go out and play the way they did in the 3rd period, last game they could do it for 60 minutes, then we're going to get back in this series.
The Cats will put their season on the line at the Civic Center tonight. Puck drop is set for 7:30.
Well, the Cats and Storm have one of 4 games tonight across the league. The Bobcats are asking the fans dress in white and help white out the Storm at the Civic Center. The Bonnyville Pontiacs head to Sherwood Park, where they could sweep the Crusaders 3-0. Fort Mac could do the same this evening in St. Albert when they face the Steel. And the Kodiaks will look to increase their lead over the Dragons tonight in Drumheller. A win would give them the 3-1 edge in that series. Well, team first is a mentality the coaches try and get their players to buy into. This season, when Peter Sambu took over as a head coach of the men's basketball team at Lakeland College, he walked the talk. Now, the team he handpicked as a Final Four contender and in the hunt for a national title. This weekend, the ACAC named Sambu the men's basketball coach of the year, but he's still taking his team's success in stride.
I'm having a little bit of trouble here because great fans here, as you can see. I'm a little flustered, but I'll work through this. But
fans cheer his name, players want to win for him, and colleagues respect him.
He's always caring about us first before himself, so, team winning nationals is a pretty big thing to him.
Peter, he really cares about his players. I mean, that's the nice thing, the thing that really led us to hire him was he cares about the guys that play for him and work for him and work, for the school.
In his first season with the team, Sambu coached the Rustlers to a 2nd-place finish in the ACAC North Division with 17 wins and an undefeated record at home that still stands 2 games into the postseason. While Sambu is proud of his team so far, it's the hardware that's still up for grabs that matters most.
I'd trade those individual awards for a championship any day.
He recruited that team that brought him Coach of the Year, so their success is what we expected, and honestly, that's what we hired Peter to do, was win, and that Coach of the Year is just icing on the cake.
If Coach of the Year is the icing on the cake, the cherry on top for Sambu would be winning a national title. But for the school and the program he's been a part of, his impact will be felt for years to come.
Everybody wants to play for a winner. Now we've got kids that are calling us. Recruiting's a lot easier when you're on top. Everybody wants to go there. Same thing when you host a national championship. Everybody wants to come and play because it's an automatic in. So we're getting calls from all over Canada of kids saying, hey, we heard about Lakeland. We see how good you are. What can we do to get ourselves into school there and play basketball?
Sambu and the Rustlers will take their next step towards the national title this weekend when they tip off in the ACAC semifinals.
Well, 2 years ago, one Lloydminster area product helped the Saskatoon Blades gain back respectability in the Western Hockey League between the pipes. And now that Braden Holtby has moved on in his hockey career, another Border City player has beaten the odds and is now leading the Blades to what could be their best season in franchise history. Our very own Aaron Strack traveled to Saskatoon to meet the man his teammates call Z, and how he's turned his game around, going from an enforcer to a triple threat. This is part one of a two-part series on Darian Dziurzynski.
Darian Dziurzynski was once the last cut of the Lloydminster Bobcats and went undrafted in the Bantam draft. Now the 6'1", 206-pounder is among the team leaders in points, with 44 on a Blades club with the best record in the WHL.
A lot of it had to do with Jamie Crooks, playing on a line with him when I was 16 in midget. He was drafted by the Blades. The Blades came there to watch him and just kind of seen me too.
He played extremely well in his first game, and went back, played midget for a little while, and then we decided that it was time to bring him in and keep him for good. And he's never looked back. He's been a big part of our team's success over the years.
Darian has come a long ways over the last few seasons, with this year in 61 games scoring almost double what he's had his entire WHL career.
We watched him go from, when he first started there, fourth line in rookie season, and his hard work, dedication, and passion for the game, I think, is where it has got him this far so far.
He complements my game, and he's out there getting me the puck so I can get it back to him, and he's always finishing my plays and opening ice for me out there with his big body.
Now in his fourth season with the Blades, the 27-goal scorer is one of the players looked to in key situations with playoffs right around the corner.
For Darian, we need him to make sure that he's ready to go each and every night, because he does play a bit of the enforcer role with this hockey club, and when he's on, he's very physical, and the one thing that really stands out is he takes the puck to the net and he gets into areas to score goals.
And he's the kind of guy that he knows what he wants to do out there, and he's always going to be working hard. And yeah, he's improved so much for the last couple of years, and credit to him on that.
2 points shy of the century mark, the Blades sit atop the Eastern Conference and have had their playoff spot punched for quite a while. Making it to the Memorial Cup is on the minds of Dziurzynski and his teammates, but for Z, it might only be the tip of the iceberg when it comes to hockey this summer, especially after having some bad luck last off-season.
I was supposed to go to the Phoenix's their rookie camp, and they're invited me to their main camp too, so that was a pretty big honor, and it's kind of bad luck there breaking my nose the week before.
If we have a real good year this year, I'm sure he'll get a chance somewhere in the pro ranks to get at least a tryout, and hopefully even sign with the team. And whether or not he's back here next year and whatnot, kind of depends on the summer he has and the rest of the year. But the hockey's definitely in his future.
Darian doesn't have to look far to see what it takes to make it to the next level. His brother David is playing in the Ottawa Senators farm system. That's coming up in part two. Aaron Strack, Newcap Sports.
Looking forward to learning more about this incredible hockey family from right here in Lloydminster. That's all the time I have right now for sports. Stay tuned. A whole lot more coming up in Newcap News.